Welcome back to MP Access. I'm Ekaterina, and today we're here at the 5-Star Conference. And joining me, Jessica Ardron.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Let's jump straight into it. Okay. Can you share a little bit about your husband and what life was like for you and your family before his passing?
Yes. So my husband and I got married in 2005. And I moved to Alaska to get married. Actually, we were from Georgia. And I just picked up and said, Mom, I'm moving to Alaska in 3 weeks and I'm going to get married. And my mom's like, okay, well, good. Here we go. And I got there. My plane landed at like 1:30 in the morning. And my husband got down on one knee in the airport and gave me my engagement ring and said, will you marry me? And I said, of course. I moved up here. Why wouldn't I? And we got married the next day. My wedding was in the Army barracks, and it was a fellow soldier that married us. And it consisted of, do you? Okay, where do I sign? And that was my wedding, and it was perfect. I loved it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and then 3 months later, we found out we were expecting, and my due date was 1 week before our anniversary, our 1-year wedding anniversary, and I said, he's going to be here on our anniversary. And sure enough, he was. It was a boy, and my husband made it to every single one of my doctor's appointments. He saw the ultrasound to say that it was a boy, and he picked the name, and couldn't wait to be a dad. He could not wait to be a dad, and I couldn't wait for him to come home. He was going to be deployed October before I had our son, and so he was deployed the month before I had our son.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, he was killed in 2007.
Yes, correct.
This May marked 18 years since his passing.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. You are a Gold Star widow.
Yes.
And how has that time shaped you and your family's journey?
So for me, finding out my husband was killed, it completely threw all of my long-term plans out the window. My life was thrown into complete unknown. I had no idea what the next month even was going to bring. And so it was a lot of immediately into survival mode. I have to keep us together and safe, wherever that may be. But it's been a lot of searching for where we could be and stay and where we want to be, where we can be happy. And we've moved around quite a lot, but we've lived with my parents for the last 6 years and taking care of them and kind of just being together, trying to find out what that next step is. Mm-hmm. I want to be out of survival mode. I want to not worry about that next day, next week. I want to make those long-term plans again.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the survival mode, what did that period look like for you as a young widow and a mother?
Hyper independence, extreme independence, and even to this point in time now, I do everything. I do the cooking and the cleaning and the shopping and the bills, and I don't know any other way how to do it. It's just, I know if I do it, I get it taken care of. It's hard to rely on other people. It's hard to build that trust in a way because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Mm-hmm.
At what point did you feel ready to begin healing and moving forward?
I would say probably about 7 years ago, I got to a point where I was like, okay, there's got to be more. I can't just do this day in and day out. I want to have more. I want to do more with my kids. I want us to be happier. I want us to have these experiences where we're not just here and getting through, and doing all of the things that we have to do. I want to do the stuff that we want to do and the fun stuff. And it's like, okay, let's figure it out. What do we need to do that? And for me, it looked like going to therapy. I had to do a lot of that, and I got to a place where I was happier. And it's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to find that spot and be in a place with my kids and plan.
What was it like for your kids and your family?
I don't think my kids realized as much like how anxious I was all the time. I try to shield them from that. You know, they were happy to be with Grandma and Grandpa, of course, but you know, I think they've always had that, well, when can we have our own place too, you know? And it's like, yeah, okay, we're going to get there, you know, but it was baby steps, a lot of baby steps, so... Yeah.
And with that, we're getting to the Military Warrior Support Foundation and you getting your home.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. How did you first connect with the Military Warrior Support Foundation?
So it was actually October of 2023. I was looking and I was like, what help is there out there for me, if there is any? You know, the military is great. They do take care of you, but when something like this happens, they kind of at the same time let you go because they're not over you anymore. You know what I mean? They don't take care of you in that way. They're like, here's kind of what you need, but good luck. And so I did a lot of research and kind of Googled, and I came across Military Warrior Support Foundation, and I applied, and I got a call back from Jason. And he worked with me all the way up until the time I got approved for my house this last year. And I moved at the beginning of this year with my boys, and they each have their own room now. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Do you remember that moment when they called you and told you that you got a home?
So they didn't call and tell me. They said they wanted me to share my story on the Today Show in New York. And I said, of course, I love to. I love talking about my family. I love talking about my husband. I love reliving those memories. And I was like, sure, I'll go to New York. And they told us on the Today Show, on the couch, the white couch with Hoda, it was Hoda and Jenna that told my boys and I that we got a house. And they showed us a video of it. And I mean, we cried. We just cried. And I've never been happier, and it felt so surreal until we got there, and it's just amazing. It's amazing.
And beyond the home itself, the foundation also provides financial mentoring.
Yes.
And life skills also. So how have those tools changed the way you and your family approach the future now?
It's it's given me those skills. So my husband took care of the bills. So at 24, when my husband died and it's all of a sudden thrown on me, I don't know how to budget. I don't know how to save for the future. I know how to live from paycheck to paycheck. And I don't want to do that. And this program is giving me those skills. And not only me, I can now show my kids these skills. So they won't have the same struggles that I had. You know, I had an 18-year struggle with this. And my kids hopefully will not. I can help show them what I'm learning and be that example for them.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
What message do you hope people can take away from your story when it's shared at the Keys for Life luncheon?
This program is amazing, and it is literally changing lives for the better, and I mean so much for the better. This is our actual second chance to really be happy and not have to be in that survival and worry what's going to happen. Please, yes, it is changing so many lives, and not just mine, my kids' lives. Like, they have a permanent place, they have their own rooms, they have, you know, we're together. It's amazing. It's just so amazing. Can't say enough things good about it.
And how do you want your husband's legacy to live on for your children and for the broader community?
I would love for people to just see our story and help in any way possible. I would love to be able to eventually get some sort of highway or road named after my husband, just to have something. You know, I don't want his legacy to be that his death killed me. and that I didn't survive it. I want him to be proud of me and what I've done and how I've raised our children. And as long as I'm doing that, I think I'm doing pretty good.
So besides raising children by yourself, there was another challenge in your life, returning to full-time job after 15 years.
Yes.
What was it like for you?
It was great. I mean, my kids are older now, so it's kind of like part of that moving and getting out of that survival mode as I want something for me. I want to do something for me and have something for me. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a career. And I am now a licensed insurance adjuster. And I work for Geico. And I love it. Every day is something new. And it's interesting and fun. And it's mine. Mm-hmm. You know, it's for me. And I love it.
Was it challenging in the beginning?
It was challenging adjusting to that schedule and getting up and having that 40-hour week. You know, I haven't worked in 15 years besides my children. Children are their own full-time job, as all mothers and fathers are aware. You know, it has been an adjustment, but my kids have been an amazing support. They have been able to adjust well with helping out around the house, and it's been great. It's been a great adjustment, mm-hmm. and it's boosted my confidence. I mean, it's just all around great.
How have your kids adjusted to the new home?
So the first couple of weeks, they were kind of like tiptoeing around, and, you know, it was very carefully like shut the door nicely. And now we have little toe prints on the wall where my kid is pushing off from the chair, and they absolutely love it. They think it's just amazing to have their own space, you know, and they have a room. They have an upstairs loft, so they have their own living room together to play. But they have separates if they need it, and we don't have to move again. So we've unpacked everything, and it's everywhere, and it's great. It's great. Just not having to move again.
And what about the community? How has the community, like your friends or maybe different organizations, helped you heal?
So my therapist has been amazing. I do have a therapist. They've been great. The neighborhood that we've moved into has been phenomenal. The neighbors are amazing. Actually, just last month, my lawn guy just up and quit. He just never came back. And I had some really tall weeds. And I came home one day, and both my neighbors had got together and were cutting my lawn and weeding my front yard together for me. And I bought them dinner, and we had a little, you know, road pizza in the middle, and I just cried because that's amazing. You know, they didn't have to do that for me, and it's so nice. It's just so nice to have that support around. And my brother-in-law and his wife, my husband's brother and his wife, are not far from us. They're in Tampa too, so if we need anything, they come out, and being near them has helped so much. It's like having that tie to my husband, mm-hmm. and having that little piece where, like, he'll make a face or he'll laugh, and I'm like, oh, that's my husband, and I miss that, but I have that there, and I can see it, and I can see it in my son too. But it's nice to have that extra family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And if you could say one thing to the Military Warrior Support Foundation directly, what would it be?
Oh, gosh. Thank you is not even enough. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and anything and everything I could do to repay is never enough. I mean, thank you is not enough. They've changed my life. They've changed my kids' life. I mean, we have our house. We have our own house. I mean, and we are going to be okay. And yeah, thank you is just not enough, but thank you. Thank you and thank you.
And if another Gold Star spouse or family member were listening today, what encouragement would you give them?
Reach out. Reach out for help. The sooner you reach out for help, the sooner you can get it. And anywhere you find that help, wherever it may be, get it. Don't wait the 18 years. You know, get the help, make the changes, get to the happy, and get the help.
Jessica, thank you so much for sharing your story and your husband's legacy with us.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me. It's just been an honor being here, so thank you.